involved in this, I'm just letting you demonstrate. That's it. Okay?
But you are, the definition of involved is you're standing here with a gun and stopping us
the
from...
gun's irrelevant. You're bringing that into this.
Well, no, you brought the gun in.
It's irrelevant.
Are you a representative of the company, of BlackRock? Are you a representative of BlackRock? Are you all representatives of BlackRock?
So you just had an interaction with police trying to deliver this community voting guide for BlackRock. Talk about your experience just now with trying to deliver this petition and trying to get through the police.
Yeah, so immediately the police, as soon as we got here, they were already out here, and we just wanted to go in to deliver the way that the community wants BlackRock and other shareholders to vote at the annual meeting, but they refused to even let us go in. Clearly, they've been in communication with the company because they were called to come out here. They were acting basically as spokespeople for the company and refusing to let us even go in to ask for somebody to talk to. So that's where we are, and we had to just make sure we deliver it there on the glass.
So I'm sure you expected this kind of reaction from the police, from BlackRock. As we all know, BlackRock is complicit in a lot of problems, shall we say, around the country with Amazon. What do you kind of expect from here? It's been a long fight already, but where do you think things will go?
I mean, it's going to be a continuation, right? Because we know that, like you said, BlackRock's record is actually far more in line with Amazon's, right, than with the community. So we know, but we're building a public record here to prove the way that corporations like BlackRock and others are complicit in the violence of Amazon, right? And so that's part of the step here, to be building that public record and keep showing that to the community that none of these are our friends. And we're also going to keep supporting communities that are organizing directly against Amazon. In Northern Virginia, we're building base right against the expansion of HQ2. We're going to keep exposing their ties to ICE, to the police, and making sure that we support workers who are also trying to fight for their workplaces, right? And I think that is what our fight is rooted in, and we're going to be trying to shift over time. We're going to make some changes happen.
Here at Status Coup, we've interviewed Tina, Pushan Brown's sister, several times, and it is so heartbreaking, of course. And many people across the country do not realize what what Amazon has done, how they treat their workers, and it's disgusting. It's absolutely deplorable. What will it take for people to pay attention to what's happening?
Yeah, I mean, I think one part is recognizing that Amazon's influence is often overwhelming, right? So many people have to use the services for different reasons and have already a relationship to the corporation that sometimes people question what they can do about it, right? But we're also saying, people, if you shop at Amazon, join the fight, because all of us need to hold Amazon accountable no matter what, right? But then also seeing the way that Amazon has huge PR that throws at millions and millions of dollars, saying that they're giving some money here to community groups, saying that they're giving some money here to something else, and that just is tactics, right, to try to cover their asses. Meanwhile, we know what's happening. And so it's going to take a lot of work to make sure that we keep organizing, keep exposing the violence of Amazon and their harm, and, you know, mobilize, right? The way that we saw the mobilization in support of workers in Alabama, we need the same type of support for workers here in Virginia, like for Tina and her family, right? We need the same type of fight whenever Amazon is trying to expand even further their development in Arlington County. We need to show up at meetings to oppose those changes, right? And so little by little, we also got to get to points of making Amazon pay, because they're continuously trying to extract public resources. And that's a global fight, really, right? Because we're seeing that all around the world. And so we're joining that fight too.
And another thing that I think people don't realize is how all of these things overlap. Defunding the police complicity in all of this, the fact that Amazon is in so many areas, AWS, Amazon is running so many parts of the internet. And as I was riding over here in an Uber, actually, I saw that Amazon is trying to purchase MGM studios. They're kind of taking over everywhere. Yeah. And so what do you think that means as far as the fight ahead in those terms, and in people realizing Ring security systems you guys were talking about?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think that it's a recognition that Amazon is trying to build not just monopoly, but like empire and trying to take over whatever semblance of like governance that there is, right? They want to become a type of government that everybody has to rely on. And so that's a huge danger. But also just seeing the way that they're expanding to, I guess, would say different sectors, right, of business is nothing new. It is in full practice of theirs. And it's not surprising to hear that they're trying to expand further. I think for us, what we want to make sure is that we are fully clear that things like you were saying, the connections within policing and Amazon, that when we call for defunding the police, that also means divesting from Amazon, right? Because if Amazon is hosting ring partnerships, is hosting data and information for the police, the budget is in fact also Amazon, right? And so that's why whenever Virginia gives subsidies to Amazon, they're funding police even more. And so we're saying defund police departments, defund the corporations that hold them, that help them, and making sure that we're able to reinvest our public funds where we actually need them. And so, yeah, we see those connections elsewhere, right? Like the environment, they mess up with the environment, the data centers, they're getting a lot of money for data centers that destroy the environment, but we want to make sure that that money gets taken away from them, that it gets put into good use and recovery for our environment, things like that.
If you could get the BlackRock folks right in front of you right now, what would you say to them?
I mean, we would say, hey, these are the demands that are right here from the community. We want to make sure that you vote with the community, not for Amazon's destructive practices, and that we expect them to also take action from all the other communities that are calling them out on the other harms that they create as well.
And last question, for people who want to get involved, tell them about your organization or steps that they can take to help out or to raise awareness or even to put their feet on the ground to help.
Awesome, yeah. Locally in Northern Virginia, DC area, For Us Not Amazon is a coalition of organizations that were working to fight back against Amazon's impact. And then nationally, Athena for All on social media is a network nationwide where groups are taking action also against Amazon, and that we can find groups in your area as well. But yeah, and then also La Colectiva 703 to check us out locally as well.
Thank you so much for your time. If you want to give your name, that's great. If you don't, also great.
Danny Sendejas, DANNYCENDEJAS.
Thank you so much for your time.